Good morning, Plano Elementary. Please stand for the pledge and pause. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please continue standing for our pause. P. Positive attitude in all you do. A. Act responsibly in all situations. W. Work hard toward success. S. Show respect to self and others. Thank you. You may now have a seat.
Today's weekly awards goes to the silver spoon goes to Miss Mayo in first grade. The golden shoe goes to Miss Frankie in third grade. The attendance panther goes to Miss Kesters in fifth grade. The spirit stick goes to Miss Harmon in fourth grade. And this week's Panther Paw winners are Chris Gerber and Avery Beal.
Well, good morning, Plano Elementary. I want to start off by recapping our 6th grade showcase and how they did this past weekend at their competition. We had several students who placed in individual subjects. In math, in 5th place was Elaney Hurt. For social studies, Maverick Moore finished in 6th place. For language arts, Briley Pulliam finished in 4th place. In Arts Humanities, we had 2 Panthers place. Amaya Greer was in 5th place, and Victor Ling was in 2nd place. In Composition, again, we had 2 Panthers place. In 4th place, Victor Ling. In 3rd place, Ava Salyer. Great job, Panthers, on your showing this weekend, and I know you put a lot of hard effort into being prepared, and I appreciate your coaches for making sure you were prepared. All right, this is a new month. It's December. So we have a new habit of the month. We are talking about Think Win-Win. And we have a video to show you, and it's about the Royal Ballet School in London, England. And as you watch it, I want you to think about some win-win scenarios that you'll see in this video. Let's go ahead and roll it.
The Royal Ballet is the national company of the UK. It really is in those sort of top 5 companies of the world. We have an amazing array of principal dancers from across the globe.
There's many young people that want to be a classical ballet dancer, but there's only very few that actually really have all the attributes.
Well, it's everyone's dream to be a principal at the Royal Ballet, and of course it's mine too.
The thing we're looking for in a student is that sense of that they can contribute to their own training. They can't be a passive receptacle. They need to be somebody that's actively involved in what they're doing. So what we can bring to that process for the students is the guidance in doing that.
The Royal Ballet School was my dream school because it leads into the best company in the world.
We provide the students an opportunity to achieve their dream. It's a very difficult path for most of them to get to, and through producing the talent that we produce, we're able to supply the major companies and the Royal Ballet with some of the best talent in the world. We have our reputation, they have a career.
My name is Heitor Galende. I'm from Spain. Many people applied for Royal Ballet School because it's one of the best schools in the world. So when I was accepted on the final audition, I was really sad because I knew that I couldn't go to the school.
Heitor's father was a bus driver. They had no money, and he couldn't possibly expect his parents to pay for this.
So I had to send an email to the school saying that I couldn't go.
He actually wrote back to us to say that he wouldn't be able to come, not realizing that we'd given him a scholarship. When our finance director was able to convince him that he had a scholarship, he was over the moon.
I started to shout and scream and dance in it's absolutely my dream come true.
Our students come from all over the world, and if they've got the talent to come here, we find the money to help them achieve that dream.
The Royal Ballet School and the Royal Ballet Company are absolutely linked. We have various styles of dancing that we want the Royal Ballet School to teach so that the pupils can come over to our company and really work in that style.
So when we moved here, we put in the Bridge of Aspiration, which allowed the students of the Royal Ballet to be able to observe the Royal Ballet dancers in rehearsal and performance.
It's just very symbolic of the door is open, this is your way to the next part of your career.
Being here in Royal Ballet School and having the Royal Opera House next door, you can see them rehearsing, so you can say, all right, I want to be there. That would be my dream came true, because I love that company.
The students have the opportunity to work with the company, especially the Royal Ballet, so they're getting the experience. Then if they have that opportunity to be offered a contract, obviously the school will excel from the employment, and it gives the student the confidence to think, well, it's the starting of their career, but the success is there, so it has a knock-on effect.
One of the key things that a dancer has to do is to be a team player, because you can't always be the star. You have to always support everybody in there. You've got the technical team you have to support. You've got the wardrobe team you have to support.
So it's not only actually being able to work with other dancers, it's also about working with them in terms of their discipline and communication within a company situation.
As a dancer, you constantly want to impress, and you want people to want you, basically. So I think that you have to be competitive in life, but not to the point where you don't socialise with any other dancers. The Royal Ballet School always made us very humble and friendly towards each other. We always kept a very positive environment.
There's no guarantee that any one student coming into the school is going to make it through to the end of the course, let alone into the profession. However, we are very proud of our record in the last 7 years of having a 100% employment rate for our graduates. And that's not something that every school can boast, and certainly in these economic times.
The Royal Ballet School really has strong principles, and they really want to develop and create the best dancers to touch everyone around the world.
It's this sense of the ongoing tradition that we're actually being able to pass on to the next generation what we have learnt in the profession, our love for the profession, and try to instill that in them and try to ensure that this is going to survive for the future.
I think it's very important that we still have something in our world where it is a tradition that we can pass on and enjoy, and by giving to others we get something back ourselves.
The school gave me the opportunity to live my dream. So now it's me who has to give them back by working really hard and maybe get a place in a good company.
The Royal Ballet School is about excellence. That's what we live for. But the excellence is only achieved through what we can do for a young person and what they can do for us to help make them the best that they can be. That way we all win and we achieve our excellence.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's interesting. So that was a Royal Ballet School in the United Kingdom, and there's a win-win situation there. With they want to be prestigious, they want to be known as one of the best schools for ballet in the world, but in return, the students there, they get the best training possible, and they said they had a 100% placement rate where all their students go on to sign contracts with ballet companies so they can perform. So there's a win-win there. And I like the story of, I think it was Aitor was his name. He was a student who, his family didn't have very many means. They couldn't pay for the tuition. And he was accepted to the school but didn't have the money. So he wrote them and said, sorry, I'm not going to be able to come because I can't afford it. But he didn't realize that he had won a scholarship. So the school is actually paying for him to come to their school and be a student. And then he gets to experience that awesome culture there and be taught by wonderful teachers. So this month we're going to talk about win-win as we go throughout this month. And we want you to focus on making sure that when you're interacting with other people or when you're maybe coming into conflict, think, hey, how can we both win from this situation? All right, let's talk about last week's question of the week, which was, what are you responsible for at home?
Porter Kinney in 4th grade said, my pet tortoise. Abby Cole in 6th grade said, cleaning up after my younger sister. Emily Lopez in 6th grade said, putting up holiday decorations outside our home.
We had a lot of people who talked about their pets and they're responsible for their pets. Do you have a pet tortoise?
I want one, but no.
No, okay.
I only have pet lizards.
Oh, lizards. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. I wonder, does that take a lot of work to...
Yeah, it does, because their cage gets super dirty, and I have 3 of them that I put in one cage.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty big cage, but still, it's a lot, because I have to, make sure that they have enough crickets, make sure they have enough housing, make sure that they're not fighting, make sure a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you take on responsibility by taking care of them. I bet you've learned a lot of things from taking care of them. Cool. All right. Well, next week's question of the week is, what does it mean to be considerate? So that you can find that question in your Google Classroom. I hope you respond to it, and if you do, we might read it on here. So that's it for this week's Monday meeting. I hope you have an excellent week, and we'll see you out and about.